with my hands.
So to create this video, I'm going to show you guys how you're going to make it using Canva only. You don't need ChatGPT. You don't need any other AI tool to come with your story. This is all going to be done on Canva. So to get started, all you have to do is to come to the page icon where we have play with video or create video. Click on create blank, and it's going to create you a blank page that you can work with, that you will have to work with. And what I want you guys to do when you're here is to come to this sprinkle thing that we have down here on your right bottom, and that is the Canva assist. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to come to the magic right. So this is the AI tool that will give you suggestions to your storyline. It's going to create a story for you to use in your video. So click on that, and then the story I want us to use in this video is about two boys who one is bullying the other, and a girl who comes in to show them and talks about kindness. So what we're going to do is just briefly explain and describe what you want to write about. So we're going to write me a story, write me a kid story of two boys, one bullying the other, and a girl who comes in to help and show kindness. Once you do that, you're just going to click on generate, or you can also click on enter from your laptop, and what it's going to do, it's going to create you a full story. So you can choose to either go ahead and talk about the story. Also, something I forgot to add on my description is to also mention and ask the AI tool to give me in the paragraphs that I want. So you can make it short and tell the AI tool to give you the story in 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, based on how long you want your video to be. Now, because of this, once the story is written and once you have the story, all you have to do is to click on insert, and once that happens, you'll have your story here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change my font right now so that we can have a font that we can all read, and I'm going to use a font that is more friendly to the kids, and that is One Little font. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to just increase the size of the font so that you guys can see the whole story that the AI has created. And as you can see, I do have Grammarly on my tool, and you can see it has highlighted a few areas that you need to come in and correct on. So at this point, all you have to do is you can come in and personalize this story or to sound more like you and how you want it. And then immediately once you do that, then you can have something that you're going to work with. So in this case, because this is just an illustration video, I want to show you guys how you can do this. I'm going to shorten this, I'm going to summarize this, and to do that, I'm just going again to click on the story. And when you do that, what will appear down here, you'll have like this icon, the pen icon here. So you're going to click on it, and it will give you options on how you can improve your writing. It's going to give you an option for let me do that again. It's going to give you an option for summarizing, shortening this story. Again, let me click on it. Okay, it's behaving the way it's behaving for some reason. Basically, magic right again. It's going to shorten, improve, and all these things. So you can, I'm going to click on shorten in for the purpose of this video because I want it to be very short. And when you click on shortening, you're going to get just 2 sentences that you can work with. So what I want you to do is have something in mind already of what you want today. Like now it has said, in a rainbow reads, Max teased Leo for being quiet until Ava befriended Leo. Ava suggested showing Max the value of kindness. Together they read a story about kindness, leading Max to realize its importance. The trio becomes close friends, learning that kindness bridges differences and fosters friendships. So when you read this, it's already giving you a sense of how many scenes you need in the story that you want to create. So you will need a scene that will show a town with a boy bullying another boy, and then you'll need another scene that shows the girl who is coming, Ava now coming from the different direction, coming to help Max. You'll need another scene to show Ava and Max probably reading a book, and then all these children together talking about friendship and things like that. So those are 4 different scenes that we need for this story. So let's get to create our scenes. That is the most important things, and I'm going to show you guys 2 steps that you can use in Canva to create your scene. So let's get that done. So as you can see, I had collapsed this area. So I want to show you the first method on how you can create your scene. You can come on this left icon where we have your tools, photos, audio, videos, and all that. So we have this magic media here. All you have to do is to click on magic media and then describe what exactly you want to talk about. So we can say, show me, we want a small town. And when we do that, you click on enter and then it's going to create a small town for you. So what I want you guys to do is, if you decide to use the magic media, I'm not going to use it for this video. This is just a way I'm showing you guys how you can do it. If you want to use the magic media, you need the magic media to create your background. You need to be very specific on exactly how you want your town to look like. Again, you can go back to it and write a small town with trees, green, and kids around it, something like that. And then again, hit on enter or generate, and it's going to create different scenes that you can choose from. So you can regenerate as many times as you want until you get something that works for you. Again, you can see what it has given us. These are really pretty nice images, but again, I'm not going to use this for this video. I just wanted to show you an option that you can use to create your background. The next option that we are going to use for this video is coming to the element section of your Canva. So click on element, and then what we want to do is we want to look for small towns, and then we hit enter, and then we want to look at the graphic side of things, because that is what is going to give us different options. Now, if you do this and you get you're going to get different places and different areas that you can use. I really love this. I think we can use it. So what you have to do is to just make sure you use that as the background of your video, and that is going to dictate how your video is going to look like, what background it's going to show. So if you have the storyline in your mind, you know how to work around it, you can delete that because you already know what you want in your scene. So as we decided for our first scene, we want to show the two boys who are fighting each other. So we are going to come to elements again and just search for boy. And then when you search for boy, it's going to show you the different boys we have. So you can just go ahead and try anything possible. You can see people bullying each other. This is a very good example here where we have this boy. Again, we talked about let's change the names again. Let's say we have Max and we have Jamie, or Jamie and Alex. So we have two boys here. As you can see, this is Jamie pointing at Alex and probably saying weird and bad things to Alex. So this is a very good example that we can use. You see, I was very specific with what I was looking at, and I said bullying boys. We can see other recommendations that have been suggested here. So if you click on all, you can actually see what exactly is going to happen here. So we can choose to even use this one, and then we can use this as the girl who is coming to rescue the boy. Actually, let's go ahead and do exactly that. So this can maybe play as the second. They're not different, but that's not to worry you. I'll show you what we do. So since we need 3 people in our video, we need 2 boys and 1 girl. We can use this, and we're going to make this work for us. So all you have to do is come here and edit this image, and what we're going to do is crop it. So what we want to do, we want to crop the girl out at this point because we do not need her to appear in this scene. I will show you the scene that we want this girl to appear from. So once you do that, you have just one boy who is bullying the other, and now what we need to do is to add some speech bubble to show what this bean boy is telling the other good boy. So to add the speech, all you have to do, so before we do that, I want to duplicate this page, and the reason I want to duplicate this page is because we are going to make use of it. And as you guys have seen, we're going to use and make use of the image of the 3 kids together with a girl in it. So I want to have that just because I don't want to come back here and start looking for this image again. So let's go to the first page and now get to adding our speech bubble. So before we add our speech bubble, we are going to animate these characters. So animating is giving it some sort of movement, and that will make your images look more realistic and actually look like a video. Now, as you can see, our background image is also very still, so we want to show some movement in this video. So what we can do is we can add some birds in the trees, something that will just give it some sort of movement, something that we can, when you look at it, it looks more realistic, and it actually gives it that sort of, this is not a still image, this is actually a video. So I love this pink bird that we have just seen here. They're actually 3, so we can just put them here, and then we are going to animate them and make them just move in a certain direction. So let's get to animating. So animating, we're just going to come to this icon, and if you scroll down, we have a million ways on how you can animate your image. So we don't need that. What we have to do is to create our own path on how these birds are moving. So we are going to click on create an animation. Once you do that, you're going to create a path for your birds. So this is how the birds are going, and then we're seeing they're coming to stand on there. Okay, so you can see how they're moving, and then they're finally going to settle there. And then once you do that, you want to make sure the transition is smooth, so click on smooth so that the movement is that visible. So something else we can add on our element, I think we can also add some sort of sun. So we just go there, look for the sun, again look for the graphics to match what we have, and we already have this that is already animated. So what we have to do is to just minimize that, and then we can say the sun is just appearing from somewhere there, and then for the position, just to make it, you can just put it at the back, so that yes, it's there, but then again it's not like there, it's like sun setting and not rising. So I think it has disappeared. Okay, apologies for that. I think it has gone behind, and that is not what we wanted. So we want to have our sun somewhere that it's visible but not fully visible. So what we can do then is to be careful when you're moving. As you can see, I'm moving things that I don't want to move, so it's just maybe put it somewhere where okay, let's just leave it for that. For the purpose of this video and just completing it, let it move. Let us leave it at that. So we want to animate this image as well. So you will just come to animation, and then remember, you need to create your own direction. If you don't want to go ahead and create your own direction, you can use what we have here, the different ways on how you can move, the different ways on what you can do. So create something that works for you based on the storyline that you're giving. So let's just click on that and create something for us. So we want this to be something like that. And then again, smooth transition, so you can see there's some sort of movement happening there. So now that that is sorted, what now we need to do is go back to element and add the speech to our images so that they can make sense and we can see what these guys are doing. So we are going to come on here and look for a speech bubble, and a speech bubble is something that we're going to use now to type the conversation that is happening between these two boys. So I'm going to use this, the simplest that we can see. You can see if I put it here, it's actually coming to the boy who is being bullied, but we want the speech to come from the one that is going to bully this other one. So we are going to move it here, or else you can just put it here and then you can flip it. So we are going to flip it so that it can face this boy, and we can bring it close to his mouth where we can see exactly what he's saying. Now if that does not work for you, all you can say, or what we can do, we can just bring it at the side and then come again and flip it, and then you can turn it and just use this pointer to rotate it to an angle where it's coming from his mouth or something. So once you do that, let's just go back to the norm so that we can first of all write our speech, and then we're going to just write something that this boy is saying to the other boy that is making him, that will show the element of bullying in it. So let me work on that and then I get to you guys. Alright, so I have been able to add a voiceover, or rather a speech bubble, and what I the boy who is bullying the other is saying. And as you can see, what we have here is, "You're so weak and pathetic, Alex. No wonder nobody likes you." So Alex is the one being bullied and Jimmy is the one who is bullying Alex. So that's the storyline that we're going to work with. So this is how the first scene looks like. As you can see, we have so the boy, Nana, and all that. And also you can go ahead and actually just animate this. So before you animate, you need to make sure that you lock it, and then once you lock it, I'm going to show you guys how to do that in the next scene. We are going to animate it, and then you're going to see how exactly you can animate that for your own video. So let's get into the second scene. All right, so now that our first scene is done, let's work on our second scene and our third scene. So you remember, guys, we took a photo that had 3 kids so that it's easier for us to combine everything together. So on the second scene, we already have that. But now, something I've realized is that we have added some elements on the first scene that we will need on the second scene. So if you can see here, we have some kids playing here, we have a man walking here, and we have the birds flying here. So when we did the duplication, we didn't have that. So that is something you also need to consider, so that you have consistency in your video. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to duplicate the first video that we just made. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some of the elements that we do not need in it. So the image that we want to use right now, we want the girl in it. So I will go back to element, and I'm going to look at exactly what we looked at, and that was a bullying boy, and that is how we saw the image of the 3 children, and there we have it. So I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to remain with this. And now this case is simple, because what we now want to add is a speech from the lady, the beautiful young girl, talking about the man that is bullying the little young boy. So let's go ahead and add the speech bubbles. Again, it's as I told you guys, come just here and then just look at speech bubble, and once you do that, you're going to have different elements that you can use. So I want to make use of this, and what we are going to do is I'm going to minimize it so that we are able to fit it where we want it. And this is now the girl who is talking to the friends and telling them why bullying is bad. So we can have this here as well, just making the young boy cry. As we can see, he's crying. Or we can also just look at an element of crying, and we're going to add it there. We can actually just look at that right now. And then, as you can see, we have tears here. So we can decide to make use of this. Of course, it's too large, so you have to minimize it to a point where it's small and it can fit here, so that we can fit it in the eyes of the boy, and we can see clearly how he's crying over the bullying that he is receiving from this other guy. So let's work on adding the bubbles, the speech, and then I'm going to show you guys how now we are going to add the speech and the voice in your videos. So just keep watching and see how I'm going to do and go about this. All right, so here we have added the scene, the second scene, just from the first one. And what we have done, we have added the stop bullying heart. No, that is wrong. So just make sure the wording is also right. So it's stop bullying others. And then we have it hurts, and it's not okay. So, and then if you look at the first scene and the second scene, this is what we have. So we have that image there, and then on the second scene we have where now Sam is coming and saying stop bullying others, it hurts and it's not okay. So the third scene, what we want to do is we want now to bring these kids together, happy, and now Sam telling them how kindness is important and things like that. And then once we create the third scene, we are now going to go ahead and I'll show you guys how you're going to add these voiceovers that we are putting on the speech bubbles. So again, I'm going to delete this because we did the duplication without all the elements that we needed, and I'm going to duplicate the page. And as you can see, this is making work easy for you. It's basically you're creating the same thing, it's just that now it's easier. So I'm going to delete that image. I'm also going to delete the speech bubble we have here, and right now what we want to look at is kids that are happy and playing together. So it's very happy kids. So it can be very hard for us to actually see the 3 kids that we used in the first element. So when you're also choosing your character, be very careful with the character that you're choosing. It is important for you to look at something in the character that you will see that will have consistency from the first page to the other. Like now, if you can see, if you look at the 3 kids playing that we're trying to look at, it's not going to be that easy for us to find exactly the 3 of them. So what we can do, we are going to work with the next closest thing that we can find, and I think we can this, and you can even just assume that they have found a friend, and that is the friend they're using, or you can just continue scrolling down until you find something that is going to work for you, and that is what you're going to get to use in your video. So because we had already brought in an element of other kids down here, I think we can work with this image in this particular scene. So what we're going to do, we're going to delete that. And then again, we're going to edit this photo and we're going to crop it so that we can remove the part that we don't want. So we can bring it down to that and have it as friendship. And then that is what we'll have. And then also something we can do, we can go back and look at the element of the kids that we were looking at before and the one we worked with, and here we have it. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to edit it again, we're going to crop, but this time we will crop the boys and have the girl remaining there with us. So we have that, and then we have a group. So what we'll do, we'll have the girl over here, and then we're going to flip the image so that she's able to face the other ladies and all the friends here. And we are going to add a speech bubble of her talking about the importance of friendship and why being kind to one another is good. And then we are going to animate it and end our video at that note. So let me go ahead and add that. Just here we have speech bubble. And then once we do this, the next thing that I'm going to show you guys is how again do we bring in these voices. How do we bring in voices so that our video can have its own audio without you having to talk about, and that we're going to use another AI tool. So keep on watching so that you can see that. So this is our full video right now. This is what we're currently working with. So all we have to do is to now add the voiceovers. So I have added a few musical audios on the video from Canva. Again, all you have to do is to go to the audio option, listen to the different audios that are there, and you are going to add that. I'm going to insert a clip on exactly how I did that as we end this video, but I wanted you guys to see the end result. I'm also going to add some speech onto this video so that it can come complete, and I can do the voiceover. There are also tools that we can use to add the voiceovers. We'll be talking about those ones in another video because this video has turned out to be too long and I didn't want it to be this long. But this is the final result of how our animated cartoon has turned like, and I really like it.
I can make a sound with my hands.
Yeah, it's beautiful, it's brilliant. I love it. This is something very simple that you can play around with, that you can make. I love the colors, I love the vibration. I really do love this video. So if you guys like this video, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, just tell me something, what you think, how has this been helpful to you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.